Governor, you're wrong. You need to apologize to these agents. They're doing their jobs. They are Americans. They serve this country with honor and decency and respect. Do not diminish their work simply because you tried to make a cheap point that you could tweet. I yield back.
The hearing room was tense, every camera locked in, but the moment Congressman Byron Donalds took the mic, everything changed. He wasn't there to play politics. He was there to call out hypocrisy. Before we start, click that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any of these explosive hearings.
Chair, to recognize Mr. Donalds from Florida.
Thank you, Chairman. Governor Hochul, in your state, you are spending about roughly $4 billion on illegal immigration. And at the same time, you are actually asking the federal government for $4 billion to finish Penn Station. Don't you think it would be better to stop funding illegal immigrants in your state and actually use those resources to finish Penn Station as opposed to coming to the federal government for the money?
Penn Station is owned by Amtrak, not by the state, so it's an appropriate use of their dollars, and Donald Trump has agreed to spend upwards of $7 billion. I appreciated that very much. What we spend on immigrants, the immigrants who are here hardworking to live a life and working on our farms and taking care of our parents in nursing homes and taking care of our children, they have been coming here for 400 years. And we don't keep track of individuals based on their status. We make sure that people have services so we don't end up with an unexpected.
So essentially what you're telling me is that you keep no track of money that is going to people who are not legal in the United States, resources that are taken away from New Yorkers, resources that are taken away from Illinoisans. You guys do not keep track of any of this.
You know what's really challenging is that many people came here with legal status. I mean, temporary protective status, 300,000.
Do you
all of a sudden they wake up one day and it's gone.
Do you go along with the strategy from the Biden administration, which massively expanded immigration protocols that overwhelmed your city and overwhelmed your state? Do you agree with that?
We call for secure borders. We call for this body to
I never
do its
remember
job.
you calling for secure borders at all, Governor Hochul.
We certainly have.
That
we
doesn't
certainly
sound
have.
like him to my memory.
Many conversations I had with the White House. And we asked for federal resources. I mean, you're putting a federal problem on our laps. And you know what? It gets old after a while. I wish you would just do your job.
If your party actually would do the job of
reform.
securing the nation the way President Trump has now had to do twice, we wouldn't be in this predicament. Wouldn't you agree? Do you agree or disagree that securing the nation's borders is the job of the President of the United States? President Trump has done that job twice now.
Well,
and previous Democrat presidents have not done that job. Wouldn't you agree with that?
this has been a problem that's been in place since I was a young staffer here on Capitol Hill. We worked on immigration, and Ronald Reagan signed amnesty for 3 million people.
You know, it's interesting you bring up Reagan's amnesty in '86. You know, part of that deal was to actually build border wall and secure it. But the Democrat Party refuses to build border wall. You oppose it every single time. Is that your position? Do you now support border walls?
There has been many times when bipartisan legislation is presented to this body and people just walk away from it. They refuse to do the hard work of governing like governors like us have to do every single day. When I leave here, I'm going to go home and govern a state. I'm not going to tweet about this experience because I have too much work to do taking care of New Yorkers. And
you're really not doing a good job, Governor Hochul, because a lot of New Yorkers are actually coming into my state, in Florida, many of them. They come all the time because they actually want to come to a state that is well run, that protects citizens, does not allow illegal aliens to victimize citizens like they are victimized in the state of New York, like they are victimized in the state of Illinois, like they are victimized in the state of Minnesota. They choose states like Florida and Texas to find safer places to live and raise their families. Hold on, Governor Hochul. We've had enough time.
Rates are much
Governor
lower
Walz,
than
you've been
yours.
sitting over there pretty
Lower.
quiet. I got a question for you.
I love to talk. Thank you, Congressman.
Fair enough. You said earlier that the ICE agents under the orders of President Trump are a modern-day Gestapo. Do you realize how disgusting a phrase that is, considering the history of Nazi Germany? Would you like to recant that statement?
What I said, Congressman, and I have a long history of supporting law enforcement, I said President Trump was using them as his modern-day Gestapo, not identifying who you are, coming up in unmarked vans, taking people away and giving—
Is it the responsibility of ICE to actually deport illegal aliens in the United States who are here? Isn't that their responsibility?
Yes, it is, Congressman, except that the Constitution is not an inconvenience. It's not an either-or.
Nobody said an inconvenience. You have a responsibility to deport illegal aliens, and the president is going through that process right now. And let's be very clear, the previous administration, they abused every process there is under border laws to allow more than 10 million people into the country illegally. And this is a burden on all Americans. And so the president is doing his job. So it is sick to refer to Americans who are ICE agents as Gestapo.
Byron leaned forward, looking straight at New York Governor Kathy Hochul. "Governor," he said firmly, "your state spends billions on illegal immigration, while asking the federal government for billions more to fix Penn Station. How does that make sense?" Hochul tried to defend herself, saying immigrants were hardworking and part of New York's fabric. But Donalds didn't blink. "Governor, this isn't about hard-working legal immigrants. It's about illegal immigration draining taxpayer dollars while your citizens struggle to survive." The room went silent. Hochul had no clear answer. Donalds continued, voice sharp and controlled. "You and your party refused to secure the border. You ignored every warning, and now your cities are overwhelmed, all because of failed Biden policies you supported." Hochul hesitated, claiming she's called for secure borders. Donalds shot back instantly. "I've spoken to the White House, Governor. You never did. You can't call for security while rewarding illegal entry. That's hypocrisy. If you agree, hit that subscribe button, because it's about to get even hotter." Donalds turned to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. "Governor, you called ICE agents the modern-day Gestapo. Do you realize how offensive that is?" Walz tried to backtrack, but Donalds cut in. "These are American officers doing their jobs, protecting our borders, protecting our people. You owe them an apology." The tension was electric. Walz couldn't find the words. Donalds didn't need more. He'd already made his point loud and clear. As the hearing ended, you could feel it. Byron Donalds had dominated the room, calm, confident, and unapologetic. He reminded everyone that real leadership means protecting citizens, respecting the law, and standing for the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. If you stand with Byron Donalds and believe in accountability, click subscribe and Capital Insights. Give this video a thumbs up and share it, because voices like his deserve to be heard.